About reading yesterday, and y'all came up with your own learning target. What was the learning target you came up with yesterday?
I can tell the plot of a story.
Alright, I can tell the plot of a story. So you came up with that on yesterday, remember? So today, we're not going to forget about that learning target, so we're going to keep it because it's still up there. But we're going to add another learning target to it because we're going to have to do that plus something else. So, I want you to think about the stories you read with your groups. Remember when you had those different stories and you filled out your posters?
Yeah.
Okay, think about those stories really quick. Close your eyes and think. Think about who was in that story. And think about where that story was happening or when it was happening. Think about that. You're going to share with the person sitting beside you. You're going to tell them the title of the book that you read on yesterday. And you're going to tell them who was in the story and when and where did the story take place.
And one time in the book, he said that he was stuck in the middle of the lake. And
The main idea.
Where was the story
Not the
happening?
main idea.
And then they got to Aunt Coco's house. When they got there, Aunt Coco came. She came running out, and that's all I know.
Now, I'm going to pull a stick, and I want someone to tell me the title of the book you read, and then tell me who was in the story and what was it about. I'm only going to pull a few sticks, so is everybody going to get a turn? Is everyone going to get a turn? No. All right, so here we go. Up, he's absent. All right. Absent. Ava Marie.
The book that I read about was Wait For Me Happen. The main character was Mojang, and he was on islands. The places that he went was islands because he didn't stay on one place.
We have the plot from yesterday, characters, setting, problem, and
Solution.
those things are called story elements. What are they called?
Story elements.
So what do you think our learning target is going to be today? Hand up. Hand up. What do you think our learning target today is going to be? You came up with your own on yesterday, so you tell me what are we going to learn and know by the end of today? What are we going to know?
We're going to know how to tell the story elements.
Okay, so give it to me in the learning target.
I can tell the story elements of a story.
All right. You're going to read pages 3 through 7 like you do all the time. The only thing that's different today is I'm giving you discussion questions. So when you're reading with your nacho and cheese partner, you look for these answers to those questions. As you all find those answers together, I want you to...
I think he solved the problem by walking the dog.
Okay, so underline on Saturday, Bump picks up each dog. 7? Which is the first sentence. First sentence on page 7.
Discussion questions. No, that's okay.
So, now we're done.
Bump has dreams about the bike he wants. Wow. Fingers. All right. What's an answer?
Bomb.
What is an answer? What question? Who are the characters in the story? Well, geez. Oh, neighbor. Say it again.
Because he's going door to door.
It may be because you said he was going door to door, so maybe it is his neighbor, right? Go.
On Saturday, Bump picks up each dog. There are big dogs, little dogs, fancy dogs, and everyday dogs.
The dogs are barking, jumping, and running around. What are the dogs doing? You have a little formative check in a second that you're going to do.
Yeah.
All right? Really quick. But you're going to answer the questions because you have to self-assess, and then you have to peer assess. So we got some work to do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What happens at the beginning of the story, or in the beginning of the story? So where are you going to find that answer? Hand up. Are you going to just find it? Your rubric already on your desk, taped to your desk, and it's everywhere, and it's up here. If you give yourself a 3, then your answer has to be correct, make sense, and it has to be stated using what? Cleansing rays. Alright, that's a 3 point. If you give yourself 3 points, you have to have that. Alright, if you give yourself a 2, that means your answer is correct and makes sense. But it doesn't necessarily have what?
Cleansing rays.
And if you give yourself a 1, or your partner gives you a 1, it's because your answer is to answer them independently because it is a formative check. but then you're going to self-assess yourself afterward. If you finish before everybody else is done, you have your story map on your desk that you can start filling in, okay? And then you can also reread pages 3 through 7 in your bunk book to help you get better with fluency. Got it? I'm only going to give you about 6 minutes because these questions are so easy and y'all are so smart. So you should be able to finish it in about 6 minutes. And then we're going to switch to do our peer assessment. You can get started once you have it.
So at the beginning of the story, Bump is thinking about getting what? What does he want to get? And how did he say he was going to get that bike? What was he going to try to do? Walk all the dogs. Okay, so give me 2 minutes to complete sentence. Tell me the sentence. Tell me. No, don't write it. Just tell me.
Wants to walk the dogs to earn more money to get his biking loan.
So is that what happened at the beginning of the story? Okay, so you know what you just said to me? I want you to try to write that. You want to tell me your answer? You don't have to say exactly what she said. You can give me into it in a different way. So you just told me Bonk wants a new bike, right? So tell me something else. So tell it to me in a sentence how you're going to answer what happens at the beginning of the story. Okay. Right there. Exactly what you just said. So you just told me that, right? Every word you just told me, I want you to do. And that comes from the text. That's exactly what the text says. Did you tell me what happened at the beginning? Once you've completed both questions and your checklist is complete and you make sure you have everything the checklist says you need, I want you to make sure you go and you self-assess yourself. I gauge myself and whatever you give yourself based on your answer and tell why. Your reason why has to come from the criteria. Don't forget, you can't say because I wrote neutral. That's not a part of the criteria.
We're only going to peer assess the first question, not the number 2. I'm going to assess number 2. You're going to assess number 1 for your partner, okay? Just the question that says, what happens in the beginning of the story? You're only going to put, I gave my partner whatever score you gave. So switch it up. Switch it up. Ready? Go. I want you to assess your partner. And you're going to explain to them why in a second, why you gave them a score you gave them for number 1. Read their answer and then give them a 3, 2, or 1 based on that criteria.
He needs a paper.
He needs one. Y'all rotate. 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 Just for the first one. You're only going to peer assess the first one. Don't forget to write your name or your initials on the side of the answer so I can know who peer assessed that person, okay? No, just number 1. So put what you're going to give your partner for just the first one. Just the first one. Not the second one. I'm going to do the second one. You're just doing the first one. Okay? What would you give your partner? And then tell why. Remember, your reason why has to be based from that peer assessing the criteria. I'm going to give you about 45 more seconds. And I'm going to let you all discuss the scores you gave your partner. Tell them why. If you gave your partner a 2 or 1, and start discussing if you and your partner are done. Go. So explain to him
You did it?
what you gave him.
Baylor, are you done yet?
Finish the beginning of
Woo! Alright, not real. Jenna! You learned about the plot? What did you learn about the plot?
I learned that what happens in the beginning, middle, and the end.
Alright. Did we learn about the end yet?
No.
That's right, that's what plot is, so good job. Alright.